All right, level 4 is applying properties of similar triangles in complex diagrams. Okay, so what you want to do with these problems is very similar to what I talked about in the level 3, where you have to find similar triangles within triangles. And these we're going to have to draw 3 different ones. So let's first start off by labeling some points. Let's call this A, B, C, and D. Okay, so just like I talked about before, triangles are similar because they have 2 angles that are congruent. So I want to first start off by drawing triangle A, B, C. So the large one. And I want to mark the angle, the right angle. I'm going to mark side Z, and I'm going to mark side Y. And then I can mark side AC. It doesn't have a whole thing, but I know part of it is x and the other part is 24, so I can say this is x plus 24. Okay, so now that I have my first triangle drawn, I want to look for another triangle that could be similar. So I'm going to look at this triangle BDC. That triangle is similar to the big triangle because of a couple things. It has a right angle, and so does the big triangle. And also, like before, it shares angle C. Angle C is the same no matter if it's in that red triangle or if it's in the big triangle altogether. It's going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it right next to my big triangle. But I'm going to draw it in the same direction. So where the right angle is up at the top. So that right angle in that red triangle is angle D. And then the last thing that I need to be sure of is that I mark, since the angle C, that was our last angle that was congruent, I need to mark C in the same place but a different triangle. So since C was in the right one, in the black triangle, it needs to be the right angle, right side angle in the red triangle. And then the last angle of that red triangle is B. So that's kind of our last resort there. And then what we want to do is go ahead and label the side lengths. So BD was 32, BC was Y, and DC was 24. All right. So now the last triangle is on the one on the left. So you're always going to draw a big triangle and then the 2 smaller triangles. So I'm going to go ahead and redraw that up above here in blue. Okay, still drawing the right angle up above so it matches that first one that we drew. And that right angle is going to be D. And then the angle that they share, the big triangle and the blue triangle, is angle A. So I'm going to put A in the same place that I put it in the black triangle. And then the last angle in that triangle is angle B. And then I'm going to go ahead and label all the sides. So AD was X, AB is Z, and BD is 32. So what I want you to do right now is I just want you to take a look at all these triangles. I want you to eliminate this triangle for now and really look at the triangles that you just drew. See if you can determine something from those triangles, or maybe you can set up a ratio in order to solve for a variable. So the first thing that I see, and it could be something that you see too, and if it's not, it doesn't mean that your idea was wrong. There's a couple different ways to approach the problem. What I see is I see triangle DCB, the red one. I've got 2 sides of that triangle. I can go ahead and find the third one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and find Y. So I got 40 for Y. Okay, so I got Y for 40, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this and put 40, so maybe I can see something else. Okay, I want you to narrow your focus in on the blue and the red triangle. See if you can set up a ratio. Hopefully you saw that you could set up a ratio for either x or for z. Either way, you could go ahead and do that one. You can do, for x, I'll just go ahead and do x over 32 equals 32 over 24. And I got 42.6 repeating. Okay, and then angles, side Z. Side Z, you can use the blue and the red triangles as well. Or you could use the black and the red one because we know what y is. We know y is 40. We found that out from the beginning. So we could do Z over 32 equals 40 over 24. And I got 53.3 repeating. Okay, so the big thing in level 4s is that you're able to redraw those triangles so they're set up going in the same direction. Redraw the big one, then redraw the left one, redraw the right one, but all going in the same direction. Okay, keeping that right angle exactly where it is, and then finding the angle that they share and basing it off of that big triangle. Okay, it's going to take some practice, but you guys can do it.